Greetings, everyone. Thank you for your patience as we resolve technical issues. It seems that it didn't work as much as planned, but all is fine. You're back, yay. Yeah, for those who are just watching the video, the streaming crashed because of my incompetence, but we're back on. We're good. Let us start over. I guess it was just not a good idea to have my prayer live recorded. It's okay. I will respect it. Manasvin nivedin garima shanti. Be incarnate in the body. Spoke in the last few weeks of manifestation in various ways. Of course, entropy and convection and all these concepts that we're not going to spend time reviewing. Last week, don't be afraid of negativity. You're not going to manifest everything. We actually have a micro influence on everything we feel and think, but it's so mild, so minuscule, the influence. Don't worry about it. Unless you're in a permanent state of manifestation, which even myself, I'm mildly, and not the same thing as when you go all out in a ritual. The new thing is about how to be positive. So today we're not going to end with this, but we're going to start with how to defeat negativity. You don't defeat negativity. Instead, you choose to be positive. Okay. So a normal human will have potentials rise from within, feelings, emotions, thoughts, all resulting from culture, education, trauma, conditioning, belief, social pressure, all this stuff. Some are positive, but some are negative. Sometimes we have these negative thoughts come, okay? Last week I spoke about don't be afraid to manifest. Just be sure to not have negative thinking when you are in the manifest mode. But otherwise, it's fine. So what we want to do is to choose to be positive. A warning I give against that is to use positivity as a denial of what's going on inside, okay? So I'll speak in a moment of choosing positivity, but now I have to do an important parenthesis or blurb about when we cultivate the ability to choose positivity, okay? Like a lot of people are overwhelmingly positive, like to the point it's annoying. Some are just generally happy and they are positive because they chose to be positive. And they're the happy people. One thing to avoid is to use positivity as a denial of what you actually feel, okay? So, like when I often say, don't be in such a hurry to forgive. Don't project. Be in a hurry to stop projection. Look at your stuff. But don't go into the, I forgive so I'm getting rid of the problem. You know, take the time to taste the flavor of your experience, but progress towards forgiveness. That's important. The same way, don't hurry into choosing to be positive. You will have to, if you want to be happy. To be a generally happy person is such a great way to live, regardless of your conditions and trials. Like, okay, we can be positive. We'll talk about tricks of that. But don't use it in a way to deny what you actually feel. So before you go into the choice of positivity, you look and you ask yourself, why must I even choose to be positive? Why do I have to make an effort to be positive? There has to be a reason, right? Or else I wouldn't have to choose to be positive. You get that? You get that dynamics? Why must I choose to be positive? Why is it not the natural thing? And then you accept to give yourself a moment of crap. Some visantara, some integration of whatever rises, work on a specific topic, okay? Why is it not natural? But then choosing positivity is also about conditioning. Sometimes we're just trained to see shit everywhere because we're trained. Life is shit anyway, so let it go. Seems positive, but it's about a judgment on everything is shit. It's much better to say, stuff happens. Just it is what it is. That's life. No, acceptance. The choice of positivity will be so much easier in an attitude of acceptance. The accepting attitude of it is what it is. There's my good friend. Well, I didn't spend a lot of time with him, but I like to say my good friend Terry Bailey. Although we're mostly online friends and spiritually bound in some weird I love you in an autonomous way, So Terry Bailey expressed 2 times, to my knowledge, the phrase, it is what it is, he hates it. And why does he hate it? Why is he displeased? Because it is often used as a denial, and is also not really productive by itself unless you understand what it really means, okay? So if we just throw it is what it is as a way to push away and just say, I don't need to take care of it. If it's used as a responsibility to just not be responsible, it's not cool. But let's understand it is what it is comes from a desire to accept. I've been speaking Spanish and French lately, so my English is a bit clanky. I'm gonna try to do better now. Acceptance is an attitude of hope. Eventually, it can become virtuous. It is to trust evolution. It's to know I can deal with it in some way, and I will progress. It's not being dramatic about it. So if we say it is what it is, and in a way that it really doesn't mean anything, and we just don't care, and shit happens. The phrase it is what it is really tainted with the attitude you have when you say it. Okay? So it's important to be mindful of that. If you take it is what it is in its pure, raw, canonical interpretation, without judgment, without use of denial, it means that you state a fact that things are as they are, and it will naturally bring a way of not wanting to fight it, okay, or not wanting to criticize. So there's a form of positivity, but it is what it is not going to be enough. Acceptance, the attitude of accepting, is constructive. It's productive. It will bring you to what you want. I will accept things as they are. It's more than it is what it is. I accept things as they are. I try to accept it. The choice of being positive will just retrain you to fight less until you don't fight, but still take responsibility when you can change or make things better. And it will make your life easier. It will make the resistance, the battle, the trials easier to go through or to face. It is what it is. Let's just accept things as they are. I choose to be positive. You see, we start neutral and then better and then positive. I choose to be positive. As long as you don't use it as a denial of, I really feel bad inside. Go and have a spurge of integration. Just clean that up and then choose to be positive. Now, choosing positivity will be a trial for depressive type people, okay? Or aggressive type people. I'm a depressive type person. Like my go-to state is depression. There's people who are anxious, the anxious type, who naturally just go towards anxiety. There's a lot of personality types. Okay, so they're always negative and with negative connotation. Basically, it's the kind of go-to negativity that you naturally jump at as a survival mechanism. Your trials, your past negative training, everything will pull you to want to be disappointed at everything you don't have. It will really try to criticize others for how not productive they are, for not bringing you what you want, for not being available when you want, for doing things that really hurt your feelings because of your attachments. They are wrong because of your attachment. This is so hard. When your boyfriend or girlfriend decides to go out with friends instead of spending time with you, and you were really hoping for that, and then you're unhappy because they're not taking care of you, but it is your attachment wanting to control someone else. It's your responsibility what you feel. It's just so quickly like, this person not good enough for me, not taking care, we're egocentric. We are counting on others to behave in a way that will satisfy us. This is a source of great turbulence in families, sometimes among friends, sometimes at workplace, but mostly in families. Parents, lovers, children, the 3 levels of family relationships. Just so quick as saying it is the other that is not bringing to me what I want. And we become angry. We become angry with that. Choosing positivity will be difficult because your reflexes, your natural reflexes as a human animal, pulls you into projection and judgment. Okay? And that is normal. That is why choosing positivity requires training. Okay? To remember, if your parents, lover, or children are not doing what you would hope them to do, it is your attachment, your preconceptions, your beliefs that are hurting you the most. This is so hard. This is such a challenge. Because I'll retake the same example. Your lover, your partner will go out with friends instead of hanging out with you. Or even worse, doing their part of the responsibilities that you have talked about, and they're just going to go and have fun with friends. They have their own reason. They have their own trials, turbulence, and tribulations, the 3 T's. Reason why they need to see their friends right now, because they're going to become negative on you, So they're just going to go out. And then you're like, but they were supposed to be there for me. That's what partners are supposed to do, you see. Beliefs, conditioning, greed, needs, egocentrism, pulling everything back to you from the outside. Now, this is not integration. That is, that's greed. That's egocentrism. That's normal human attachments. That's expectations. We have those. Okay? The big challenge to choose positivity is to accept, why do I need to make an effort to be positive? Why is it just naturally not coming? Attachment, dependencies, projections. Before you can efficiently choose positivity, you have to give yourself a moment on, why is that I actually have to choose positivity? Why do I need to go through that training of my mind? There's that negativity there that will hurt our pride, because we have to admit our selfishness, our dependencies, our abandonment, that we feel lost without the others. for example. Okay. It takes a load of responsibility to admit, but I want it to be taken care of now. And as a human, I'm supposed to have everything inside. But the tenderness, it's really cool from it when it comes from the outside. You know, when the dishes being washed is really cool when it comes from the person who was supposed to do it. You know, in my household, it's me. I'm the dishwasher guy. I wash all the dishes. The sink is clean. It takes about 5 minutes. It's full with 27 pieces. Why? I don't know. But it's okay. It's my responsibility. You see, it's difficult to have the reflex to go inside and say, I was expecting something from someone else. And this is, look at this trap. But we talked about it and they were supposed to. I know. You're right, they're wrong. Cool. You're the one suffering. The hardship, the trial, turbulence, and tribulation that you have, the 3 T's, come from the fact that you are the one suffering. Even when you are right, even when you spoke about it, when the other is not doing what they said, you're the one hurt. Expectations, attachments, the fight. Of course, if others don't take responsibilities when you talked about it, it's a problem. You still have to resolve that. You should keep on communicating or finding solutions for that to be established. However, why do you need to train yourself to choose positivity? Because you have all these expectations from everyone else in the world. All right. Which is, yes, it is challenging. Absolutely. When you are betrayed by your close friends, your lover, your parents, your children, when you are betrayed by the people that were supposed to be there to exchange with you and be in a caring attitude for you, because that's what they're supposed to do, but they're not. It's just not all the time. Sometimes when they feel like it, when they can. They also have their own trials, turbulence, and tribulation. They have their own T's that causes them to not be able to provide to your little proud egocentric self what you expect from the world, you know. I say pride, said it twice now. It's important to understand it breaks our pride to have to admit I have built an expectation on someone else. I'm the one who is hurt by my chains, my links, my bonds, my attachments, my beliefs. And your surface mind, your gray matter on the top of the mind, it will just keep, but they. The agreement, they suppose, the belief, you know, it will keep telling in your mind that you should not be the one to work on it. That's the pride. That's a core part of our arrogance. It will angrily insist. It's anger at this point. It goes from disappointment to sadness to anger. It just escalates. And it pushes out. That is why you must train positivity and hope and acceptance. Because these forces, they're hell-bent to keep you in the trouble of the 3 T's. You know what? That's 4 T's now. Trouble, turbulence, trial, and tribulations. They're terrible, tantalizing, and tempting. These are now 6 T's. And then I say, do you remember the 6 T's? And they start to play a Elvis song and they don't get the teaching. Ha! Humor. Breathe, relax. Relax. Trials, turbulence, tribulation, 3 T's. Let's keep with that. Why? Why do I choose these? It's for fun. It's not really important. It's not going to become a core teaching of Magia. Trials, there's the karma. Turbulence is practice, just like mechanics. And tribulations is the dharma. It's like the lessons, the various forces that come to you that will just remind you, if you're not in a state of swastika, you are bound to suffer. Yeah, it is what it is. So you start with, it is what it is. Let's go into training positivity. Once you've done integration and have accepted to humiliate yourself, I humbly accept that it is all this control I want on someone else that causes me such grief. Okay, let's train positivity. Okay, let's shift to the new aspect. It is what it is, not with denial, but with the acceptance inclination. I accept what things are. Like, I accept things as they are. Doesn't mean I have to leave them like that, but I will accept that the event happened. Doesn't mean I will accept that it continues, okay? So if situation is troubling for you, go and try to resolve it, of course, to the best of your abilities, with the cards that life dealt for you, and how far the others are willing to go in their own process, especially if they don't practice personal growth, okay? So let's see how much you can make your environment and the others, also adjust, compromise, everyone doing their share, okay? So accept things as they are. It doesn't mean that you should not make your environment a beautiful place to be. No, it means you'll stop being angry at other people for not satisfying your greed and your attachments, okay? So you'll have this humble attitude. You'll accept that's what life is, okay? Then try to resolve it. Then we go further. The mantra is, I choose to be positive. You say it in your home language. This is not Sanskrit. It's auto-suggestion and conditioning. I choose to be positive. I choose to be positive. I choose to be positive. A wave of egocentric control wants to take over. Oh my God, what these people make me do. And I choose to be positive. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. It is what it is. I will accept that this happened. What can I do to make it better? Or can I just stop being so controlling? Can I just stop being so controlling? Can I stop being greedy? I'm attached. I don't really want to say I will stop being attached, because attachment has its beautiful counterpart. The problem is not the attachment. The problem is the control that we want on people who are attached to. But attachment also needs to loosen up. An attachment doesn't need to be tight. It can be a silk weave floating on a very light wind of respect and love and care and compassion. It can also be a rusty metal chain that just clunks, goes on the ground, and you have to pull, and it hurts your chakras, so heavy they are, So I choose to be positive. This is just something you'll repeat over and over. The question was, why must I train to be positive? Why is it not natural? There's reasons. Because we have a reflex to become negative. Me is to go depressed. Is to say, oh, fuck off. Someone else is to be, but to be in panic. Someone else is anxious. Someone else is angry. Like, these people are just going to kill them. And they go to the fire type arrogance. They're the frightened ones. There's many other types. I don't know them. It's not part of my training. But we have ways. There's a reason why we have to train positivity, because it's not natural. Our survival as an animal in the jungle wants us to live. If there's an animal Some people are ready to fight. That's the angry type. Some people are hyper cautious all the time. Anxiety type. Some people are depressed. Oh my God, it's the end of my world. These are usually the animals that don't flee and die in the process of being hunted by T-Rex, you know. So yeah, we each have a personality type. Oh my God, I'm the kind of person who get hunted and die in the process. I just said that. That's funny. Humor alleviates the mood, you know. But then, after understanding the importance to admit the negativity, switch it to positive. I will take care of it. I will let go of the attachment, and I will choose to just accept what it is. Acceptance is the way to positivity. And then, an ounce of creativity, you know, a condiment, spice of creativity. I choose to be positive. I'll do the best with the means I have. I choose to be positive. I'll get what I need somewhere else. You know, if it's a responsible thing to do, of course. Don't destroy your family for that. That's stupid or immature. I'll seek other forms of entertainment. Again, try to be responsible. It's like, okay, my husband doesn't love me. I'm just gonna drink myself to death. That's, you know, maybe just go see friends and watch a movies, you know, binge a Netflix about romance and cry on that instead, you know. Just find responsible ways to have a better life. I choose to be positive. I will make do with what I have. You see, there's a mistake we do in thinking that choosing to be positive means I choose that my life will suddenly become awesome for no reason. Your life is not just suddenly going to be full on happy. That's a choice. It takes time. Eventually you'll be happy because someone does something you didn't expect or didn't want to, but it's okay because it's not your only friend that left you. Or it's not your only option. Your parents, lover, or children are not available now, so you're going to do something else. You're just going to go see friends or just be on your own and take some me time, you know. Like, okay, I want to be with people, but I can't. That's me time. That's cool too, right? You see, you have to, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have problems or situations to manage. It means that you'll try to do the best with what you have, the resources you have. There's a Sanskrit mantra that I forgot. You can find it somewhere in the Maharya records. My life is so simple, I am so happy. And we have it in Sanskrit, but you can say it in English or your preferred language. My life is so simple. I am so happy. I have chanted this mantra a whole lot of times. Oh my God, in my sadhu training, my life is so simple, I am so happy. My life is so simple, I am so happy. It manifests to have a bit less T's, you know, trials, trouble, and tribulations. Trials, turbulence, and tribulation. It manifests less of those problems, things we call problems. Because when you just chant over and over, you kind of go into a manifest way and you manifest, my life is so simple. I am so happy. The particle so is dramatic. It is there to be dramatic. It is so simple because that saying the particle so, the word so, mi vida es tan bonita, tan feliz, tan simple. This is dramatic, and therefore it is not a simple thing to say. The simplicity is state of fact. My life is simple. I'm happy. That's simple. We dramatize it. My life is so simple. I am so happy because we're pushing with the emotional intensity of manifesting. I'm so happy. My life is so simple, because we want to augment that feeling. Okay? It is not a simple phrase. It is a dramatic phrase. Okay? The simple thing is simply state the fact. My life is simple and happy. Very basic. Right? So you understand the difference between simplicity and dramatically saying that my life is simple to amplify this emotional implication in it. So you do it with a bit of manifesting attitude. Then you start to relax. Just repeat it. My life is so simple. I'm so happy. What was the Sanskrit? Mamajivanam bahu niradaram masmi. That is, my life is so simple. Bahu niradaram nirabaramdaram. Nirabaramdaram means without baram. That's literally in Sanskrit, the onomatopoeic way of saying like stuff falling and making noise. Baramdaram is troubles and tribulation, like stuff that just troubles you. Nibaramdaram or Nila Baramdaram means without the Baramdaram. Without the Baramdaram. Okay? So the word, I love this word in Sanskrit. The word simple is without. Okay? I'm not sure exactly if it's, but Baramdaram, I know it's part of there, but there's another part before and I forgot. It's been, I don't know, 20 years I didn't say that mantra, 15 or 10. You know, I just read it once in a while. But Mahajivanam, Bahu is so intensely, so much so. Bahu Nila Baramdaram Hamasmi means like the grammatical of Mamajivanam, mine. So Hamasmi is just grammar, like mine, the particle. And then there's another phrase for I am so happy. Mama Amasmi Shamasti. Sorry, I forgot. I'll find it, or just look at the simple happy mantra, or life is so simple mantra, somewhere in the Maharjya repository. It's kind of fun to say Mama Jivanam Bahu Niladaram Baram Mamasmi. It's cool. Anyway, my life is so simple, I'm so happy. My life is so simple, I'm so happy. I choose positivity. I choose to accept. You train yourself with these phrases and you bring your life back to positivity. Every time there's a reason why you have to invoke it, ask yourself first, why must I invoke it? Why is there a wave of negativity? It's probably a wave of egocentrism, greed, attachment. Nothing wrong. You're not wrong for doing that. You're human. It just happens. Okay, we're like that. So accept it. It's what happens. So you take it as it is, you accept it, you progress, and you decide that you're gonna make the best out of it. My life is so simple, I am so happy. My life is so simple, I am so happy. My life is so simple, I am so happy. I was trained in the sadhu path with the English version. Don't say in Sanskrit. We want you to condition your brain to understand exactly these words. It's autosuggestion and conditioning. Okay? And manifesting attitude. I had it translated in Sanskrit because I felt it was good also to have a Sanskrit mantra that you can charge 9 malas a day, 12 days, just to get this more intense power manifestation. It's one of the processes, Maharjya. Look for it, find it, ask a teacher about it. I think that covers the class today. Don't use positivity as a denial. The same way you don't use forgiveness to get rid of the problem fast. But you have to become forgiving and you have to eventually reach positivity. Ask yourself why you needed to attempt a wave of positivity on sporadic moments where, like temporal moments where you okay, this is shit now. All right, I'm gonna have to accept this. I'm gonna have to try to change what I can, accept what I cannot. A bit like this beautiful Christian phrase, give me the humility to accept what I can change, the strength to change what I can, and the wisdom to discern which from which, you know. I'm not sure of the words, but it's a beautiful Christian psalm somewhere that I read. It's really nice. And then train yourself. My life is so simple, I'm so happy. My life is so simple, I'm so happy. My life is so simple, I'm so happy. I choose to accept. I choose to be positive. I trust evolution. Say positive phrases like that over and over. The best auto-suggestion periods are 20 minutes. Okay, 5, you're seeding some things, but it's not sinking into your subconscious before the 15-20 minute gap. So if you do 20 minutes, you've been at least 15 minutes under the gap of the subconscious. You're feeding it. So falling asleep is good with these phrases. If you fall asleep within 2-3 minutes, it's cool, because during the night you might have an influence, but you didn't do the 20 minutes. Doing a mala in English or your preferred language, my life is so simple, I'm so happy, my life is so simple, I'm so happy. Doing one mala will keep you a few minutes. If you charge it 9 malas, then you'll have done, you know, your half hour, 45 minutes of. That really goes deep in the subconscious when you cross the 15-minute gap. So I suggest 20, so that you have a good part in you. So if let's say you drive to the job, you'll do this mantra while driving, as long as it doesn't make you feel transcendental. If you feel you know the mantra makes you close your eyes, stop doing mantras driving. That's dangerous. Okay. And that's pretty much how you charge it. You just do a lot. I didn't charge with a mala. I was educated to just say it. Say it until you choose positivity when before you would have been negative. And condition yourself. Don't be positive as a denial, but be positive as an efficient way out of your troubles, trials, and tribulations. Thank you. Next week, there is no class. And for the next month and a half, there will be no class. There will be some days of seminars that are streamed. The reason for that is I'm going to be leaving next week for a month and a week. 5 weeks, I think, for a round of seminars. Inner Circle in Alicante in 2 weeks about. Then Switzerland next month. Ask around the Magia if you don't know about these seminars. There's one in June. I was invited in Mexico in June, so I'm going to show up there. Just ask around, the organizers will know where I will go. So yeah, I'll keep you posted at least 1 week in advance. Which day I decide to stream, you'll see 1 week in advance on this channel and on my Facebook. Peace, guys.